Give a nice good visits and I'll let him explain.
All right, so appreciate that. Just as some of the stuff that we're trying to do, as my responsibility is to make sure that my guys have got equipment to be safe in. We tried to do this last year and that's water under the bridge and we we're unable to do that. And so what I'd like to do is, I've got a quote from Delta Fire and Equipment. It's the outfit that I have worked with, and we've had multiple discussions on the type of gear and what we want and the stuff that we want into it. The quote sets of gear came to $49,653.30. I did go down and get my current statement as of today, and I'm setting at and left in my budget. I still have to get through December, but I'm sitting at $48,537.
We have enough room elsewhere that we can cover this. I mean,
So
and I feel good about it getting you started. Can you tell them why we just get the one company bid? I mean, I know why. But
So I've done a lot of the legwork on that. So the Delta Fire is a representative. Most of the gear comes out of Honeywell, which is actually the largest producer of fire or PPE in the nation. But the nice thing about that of it is not only have I known them and they've serviced our gear and taken care of other stuff that we have, but once we buy the gear, when then we're in the system, if we have to have something fixed, they can get us loaners, they can get it fixed, we're into the system. And they have been competitively priced as well as that, but that is their specialty is gear. I mean, they do other things, but that is their thing is gear. And so it's for complete sets. It includes the pants, the liners, the coats, the liners, the helmets, the hoodie, our Nomex hoods, our gloves, our rescue stuff, our new boots. And so what I want to do is, like I say, I'd like to get to 40 sets, but I've got some guys in gear that's in excess of 20 years old. Matter of fact, if I sent them to a fire school, they would not let them go. And it's looking pretty tattered. So this is what I've been trying to save my money for coming down to the end of the year. So I'm really close. Mr. Dinkle's already alluded to that there might be some others. I was gonna say, if you want me to make the budget, I could probably pull the helmets out of there and still run my budget and get them into next year, but I'm right there in my budget. Yes, I have to get through December, but I don't see anything extreme that's gonna be happening in the next 3 weeks.
I think you come in here a year ago, realized that last year he came in the year with extra money and he actually prepaid a little bit. He had some kind of.
I paid off the 16,000 that was on the aerial.
Yeah.
Into the one before, then yes, and then was gearing towards the end of last year, and the extra we had to cover some other stuff.
They got much of money. And the other thing I think the point always I want to make in the fire and because we don't run the EMS here, that's not city. But having gear that's specifically that they know how to work with, and I'm a real believer, I think the chief is too. We want to keep everybody the same, so if things have to get switched around or moved around, everybody's the same. And I'm so adamant on the equipment that I would like every truck to have the handle to be here every time. It doesn't always work that way, but that's always the goal because you want muscle memory, So to have gear from the same company, so a lot of times on fire and police, fire gear, there's not a shopping out like maybe for other things, and there's a reason why.
The other thing that they will do is they will come and fit each fireman. So that if you just don't buy, a set of gear and gets close, you actually are fit for what is there. And then, as we move forward and get opportunity to get some more, then that is also there. It takes, well, I think some of it can take in the neighborhood. The last I talked to him was about 6 to 8 weeks on getting some of the stuff, but it's just a matter of actually trying to get it in on what we got this year. So I'll try to, if you got any questions, I'll try to answer. Yes.
Well, just 2 questions. One's out of curiosity. What is the lifespan of the new gear that you're purchasing?
Good question. NFPA standard for fire gear is 10 years. The new standards that they're pushing for is 5. But there has been some gerrymandering and whatnot at the level that like the smaller volunteers are still going to let them run 10. One of the things that needs to be understood about that gear is it deteriorates. It's in an incredibly harsh environment. The other thing that people don't realize is you could have a brand new set of gear that's not used and say it's brand new. It is deteriorating even if it's not being used. So the standard has been that the life expectancy on PPE, our personal protective gear equipment, is 10 years. And like I say, I've got guys and stuff that's 20 plus.
And then my second question was, I know that last week you mentioned that you have to repair a valve system on the ladder.
Yeah,
And I just heard you say, we've maxed out that budget. That doesn't conflict with being able to take care of that.
That'll be the next year's budget.
That'd be what,
That'd be the next year's budget. And we again had this discussion.
yeah.
I think the other thing we remember on the protective equipment for, again, you and the public, is how much money do firemen get paid?
They are 100% volunteer.
Okay, so we're putting volunteers who take care of the community. And I think you have an obligation, I really believe the community has an obligation to give them this equipment that you could possibly work with. So,
agree.
So you'll get rid of the oldest stuff now and this will take like 10 of the older ones and this will replace that,
That
right?
is correct. Yes. And then, I mean, obviously then try to keep working towards, since we just cannot do it, like I say, one lump sum, we're talking nearly $200,000. But to tell the guys with the oldest gear get the replacements. That's how we'll do that. And we've got Russell put together, we know exactly what gear with who's got the oldest. So yes,
Ralph, with this, how many cents are you getting?
this is for 10.
10.
we're starting there.
Okay, well. Miss Council President, is that?
Sure, that's good.
I move to approve the purchase of 10 sets of firefighter bunker gear from Delta Fire and Safety Equipment in the amount of $49,653.
Now, I would second that.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Moon to approve the purchase of 10 sets of firefighter bunker gear from Delta Fire and Safety Inc. in the amount of $49,653. Any discussion?
I do have a comment. Ralph kind of glossed over it. There was supposed to be a purchase last year of about 5 sets. He'd set the money aside, another department had gone over budget, and so that money was reallocated before your time. I get it. It would be great to see, I know we're gonna talk about it. We have money to cover the difference. It'd be great to see if we could come with a few extra dollars, we can get a couple extra sets of gear in there.
It's gonna be, let's look at it next year. I think that's worth for him to.
So I'm just, for the record, it'd be great to see. I understand budget, money's tight. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but we were hoping for 5 sets last year and that didn't happen. And like you said, some of this is really good stuff. So thank you.
And just so you know, since Councilmember Allen is a fireman, I don't think I believe he doesn't have the same because he's not getting personal benefit from it. He's not getting anything, so I feel he can vote.
Yeah, I will also say I'm the last person to get gear. So I will be the very last one.
Dog and fight.
So.
All right, any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is resolution 2025-34. It's a resolution waiving the requirements of KSA 75-11220AA for the preparation of financial statements with reports in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles for the city of Ellsworth, Kansas for the year of 2026.
Madam Chairman and council members, for those who've been here in the past, you've seen this before. In Kansas, the state statute, KSA number there listed there, that allows cities to opt out of gap financing or fund or statements and go to what the state allows. Probably 95% of the cities will pass the same resolution for the next coming year. So I worked in one city that did not, the last city did not get this because we had bonding requirements that required us to do gap. It's a pain. So believe me, this is a good thing to do. You do it every year, do it again.
On this side, Madam Chairman, I move to approve resolution 2025-34 in order to waive the GAAP requirements from 2026.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Allen and seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve resolution 2025-34 in order to waive the gap requirements for 2026. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Should pass. Okay, next. Resolution 2025-35. A resolution establishing city property mitigation and assistance to other government units outside the city jurisdiction.
Madam Chairman, this is kind of a FEMA thing here, but basically these sets the rates in case we ever help another city in case of disaster and it comes from FEMA. So it's just something you want to keep up to date every year. So it's just you probably did this year ago, the same time. So same thing that now we changed a whole lot of things, but just update everything.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve resolution 2025-35, clarify the mitigation and assistance fees for city equipment labor.
Second.
Great, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, second by Councilmember Allen to approve resolution 2025-35, clarifying mitigation and assistance fees for city equipment and labor. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, resolution 2025-36, a resolution establishing a fee schedule for 2026.
Madam Chairman, we do this every year again, kind of everybody updated a few things, no big changes. Last year, the one that was popped up last year was the charge for bulk water, which went high, and I don't know what complaints they had this summer. We didn't sell much, which is probably the thing. We aren't equipped to do it. I mean, I wish maybe down the road, some future, you can get some funding and put in. A lot of cities may have what I call a water dock where you can pull up there and use your credit card and give water like that. And we have other things well above that to take care of first, so. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really changed. We got the pool fees and stuff all on there. So I think that's okay. Madam Chairwoman, I move to. Oh, where's it at? Let me read it here. That way it's correct. I move to approve resolution 2025-36 to establish the fee schedule for 2026.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Moon to approve resolution 2025-36 to establish the fee schedule for 2026. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, cereal malt beverage license renewals for 2026.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to give an explanation here first. The state of Kansas, in my mind, screwed things up big time. It used to be in the past, every December, you approve cereal beverage, they get inspected by the police department and everything else, and I don't believe any complaint about any of our vendors this year. However, and then they would buy the license here, but they'd also buy the state stamp they have to have on their license. Now, the rulings changed to where you have to get your stamp from the state and then bring the stamp to us. That's not working very well for the state because everybody's getting their stamps now and they're behind to them out. So what we have today is Casey's, Pizza Hut, Gene Hartman Foods, and now Ampride, right? Coach Ford, you got them? Hey, Coach Ford and Ampride have all got have all got the approval done. So I would like to see, approve those. And then maybe in a second motion, so you don't want somebody not doing business. And Quick Shop, we know, has sent it into the state and they're still waiting back as if they're backlog there. I would do a second motion to approve renewals from Quick Shop and American Legion. Based contingent upon then getting all their stuff to the city office for their stamp and then inspection. So
Would we give a time frame for that, like between now and the next
January
meeting?
1. Well, not gonna be next year anyhow. They'll be, could be January 1. Yeah. That way they can operate this year. I mean, and again, we said that it's out in October, because I'm not sure about it, but I know that everybody's waiting for their stamps too. So, and so I'll do two separate motions.
Madam Chairwoman, I move to approve cereal malt beverage license renewals for Casey's Pizza Hut, Jean's Heartland Foods, Coach and Four Gambinos, and Ampride.
I'll second that.
It has been moved by Councilmember Hanson and seconded by Councilmember Renard to approve cereal malt beverage license renewals for Casey's, Pizza Hut, Jean's Heartland Foods, Coach and Four, and Ampride. Any discussion? Okay, I have a quick question, just I think for like general public clarification. So when we have like beer gardens and stuff like that for like rodeo and stuff, do they still have to go through the state or do they just go through the
They'll have to
state?
get their stamp from the state and come here, so, yeah, good point, so like from the, I'll use rodeo for example, I mean, I know there's probably others. But they'll need to start their process a bit sooner. So that means they may start their process, if radio's in, let's say, July or August, they may wanna start their license process probably back in May. Just because that can work down, I mean, we can't move as quick as we can, and you know.
Yeah.
And again, I probably, you know,
And these are good, all good for a year. Okay, one
yeah,
calendar.
my
year.
calendar year. And even if you bought one, if I opened a business today and I need some more beverage license to go here, I would have to get one for this year and one for next year. They're 12 months, even though you only get them for their calendar.
Mhm.
So if you get them at the end of the calendar, like in November, you would get one in January right away. So
Gotcha.
not that we have that here, it's just a point.
And I guess it says it in our background info, but to clarify, this is for 2026 calendar year. All right, sorry, any other discussion or questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Now, just second motion.
The
And
contingency.
it's held by the city clerk, the temporary license holder have already been sent a letter. So, thank you.
Okay, perfect.
So Madam Chairwoman, I make a motion to approve cereal malt license beverages, renewals for Quick Shop and the American Legion contingent that they get documentation to the city by January 1st, 2026.
Well, second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, seconded by Councilmember Allen. Try to get this right, to approve cereal malt beverage license renewals for Quick Shop and the American Legion Post 194. 174, thank you. Contingent upon getting appropriate documentation from the state to the city office by January 1st, 2026. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is city employee salaries for 2026.
Madam Chairman, council members, talk about this, initially I was gonna say, you know, offer a 3% raise. And if that built in the budget next year, but I think we can do 4 as well. This is my reason for why you might want to consider 4. Employees are the background of the city. I mean, nothing gets done without employees. You know, and there's gonna be there's a lot of transitions this year. And so I'm a good, you know, I can make either one work. I'll leave it up to you.
How many part-time employees do we have? That are not seasonal?
Throughout the year, a couple. I mean, and of course, summertime is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, you know, our janitor in this building is part-time and he just started a month ago, and David kind of part-time, and then, we have a couple of summertime that some will carry over yet, like they were in parks, public works, mowers and stuff.
Doesn't like Kerry Woods.
Oh.
He went out there.
Yeah, Carrie's part-time, yeah. Oh, and Steve, but Steve's job, yeah.
Steve's job will be done at the end.
Oh, wait, yeah, so, yeah.
Well, if we could do 4, I think, right?
Yeah.
If we can do it.
I think we can.
Well, and I think it goes right into, you talked about money in the pocket's more important to some people than, because we've adjusted the health plan.
And you're gonna have to adjust again in the future.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of in line with that, going 4%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Chairman, I move to increase salaries for all eligible city employees by a rate of 4%.
I will second that.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Allen and seconded by Councilmember Renard to increase employees who are eligible, full-time employees who are eligible. I don't know how to say this. Is that right? Eligible
Yeah,
for,
because
to 4%?
somebody that started in October won't get it. Or in September, I mean, they gotta go through their periods and everything else. And there's some contractual things, but there's some other problems that were made in the offer agreement, so.
Okay, let's try this again. It's been moved by Councilmember Allen and seconded by Councilmember Renard to increase salaries for all eligible city employees by a rate of 4% for 2026. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. And thank you to all city employees for what you do. I think it's kind of a thankless job, especially if you're in the water or street department.
And Mr. Dingle, however you were able to do that between 1% and 4%, I'm sure people will love
That
that.
was 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yeah, that's what 1%.
Okay.
And I'm not included, so, but I'm not employed, I'm contract.
Okay, so next is early payment in full of the lease purchase agreement of the purchase of a police vehicle.
Last spring, Madam Chairman and council members, last spring, the city bought a 2023 Dodge Durango from KHP. And got 2,500 lease purchase, but being we had shortage of staff this year, some carryover funds. Rick, Angela and I both recommended we pay it full now, no penalty prepay, save the city a couple $2,000 of interest over the years. And we have to use these purchases in the future, but it was the right thing to do in May. Not now, but
Right, yeah.
I think it's just being good stewards of the city, but I think that's what we need to do. My recommendation.
Madam Chairwoman, I move to approve the full prepayment of the lease purchase agreement with Citizen State Bank and Trust of Ellsworth, Kansas of the 2023 Dodge Durango Pursuit all-wheel drive.
I'll second.
Right, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, seconded by Councilmember Moon to approve the full prepayment of the lease purchase agreement with Citizen State Bank and Trust Company of Ellsworth, Kansas of the 2023 Dodge Durango Pursuit all-wheel drive. Any discussion?
Yes, real quick. So if we don't approve this, they just make the 14,000 or whatever payment the next 3 years to pay it off.
Yeah.
Costs us 3,000 extra. Okay. I just have to point out the difference between 14,000 and 39,000 is $25,000, which is 5 cents upon a year. Which is what was just pointing it out before we make a move, I'll vote on the motion.
I don't disagree,
Okay,
but I'm also working within budgeted funds, even though it's all under general fund,
I know.
the fire part. I mean, you're right, but
I think we gotta pay it off.
I think this is the right way to do it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, next.
Works.
Okay, let's see, city inspector, fire, Ralph, anything else you want to share for us with us?
Not at this time.
David.
Dave, anything you want to share?
No, this time.
Okay, thank you both for being here. And Patrick's not here, right, or is he online?
Patrick's not here. Patrick is being the county person tonight.
Patrick.
He went to the Association of Counties to do his state, which was go, so.
Okay. Oh, city clerk. City administrator.
Yes, always got a few things. Bridge on Third Street, and everybody knows there's barricades around there by Prisker Park. The council members, I sent you pictures after they were thinking with John Hobby was. Apparently, this was discussed a few years ago, and it was part of a larger project. They didn't do it. The bridge is not in good shape. The pictures I sent you this afternoon show that iron is rusted, concrete is broken. The third picture, I think I mentioned now, is when that was designed, the sanitary sewer line goes through the wall. That third picture you'll see goes through the wall of the two sides of the bridge. They may have to because to move a sewer line, you always gotta keep going south, basically, as we say. And so how's it all gonna be done? Since Cricket Michael had the estimates a couple years ago, I've asked John to take a look at the estimates, try to do what maybe some inflation we do on it, take a look at it. We're probably talking a fairly major project. I'm guessing. I don't wanna say it's more money than I wanna say, because I may be wrong, maybe too, I don't wanna say too low, because, it's gonna be a few hundred thousand. And we'll figure out how to pay for it and everything else to address that, but, maybe it's real important. And we'll take a look at it, that. Also, working on pricing for a monitor for the sewer ponds. The interesting thing, the one we have is no good. But we're not gonna need it with the new ponds, but we're 2 to 3 years out, so we may have to buy it. I'm still getting opinions from our engineer to make sure what he thinks of that level. City staff, Steph and Angela, met with the city of Lynchburg today by phone call, since we're moving to the health plan, it's a little different. And Lynchburg's been on that plan now, I believe, for 13 years, so, work with their staff. I mean, we know it's good, but Angela's staff, especially Angela, is real restricted how she handles the city finance, which is a good thing. And just how they handle things, so we worked that out. Probably gonna have employee meetings here in the next week or so, begin moving in that, so I think it's all rocking right direction. I reached out to the city of Abilene and they said the same thing. We're actually gonna keep the money here in our banks, so, that total amount goes into the account. And we're gonna call it employee insurance, health insurance trust account. And that money will fund there, so each month then, the admin fees that go to frequent claims will come out of there. If the payments up until they meet that 6250, so if somebody gets a prescription for, let's say it's a $50 prescription, it's a 20, copay for generics, let's say it's $20 copay. The city pays that $30 we talked about, they pay it, it comes out of that fund. And then the bill from Blue Cross for the underlying HSA type policy comes out of there as well. And like I said, they had a good discussion. I think if they become more complex, I talked to more cities, just me, that have been 10, 12, 13 years of the same project. Patrick made a comment that Barton County uses them, and again, same thing that I have experience with.
But the employees are gonna have to be responsible for getting receipts, right?
No.
No?
So
Okay.
when you go to the pharmacist.
Okay.
That all gets in.
Okay,
Yeah, when you go to a doctor, a copay, I would pay the employee is on
Right.
pay their copay. And then it's all filed. And of course, then Freedom Claims will pay that amount onto the administration, but also go to Blue Cross too, because they keep adding that 6350 up, 6250, whatever the number is. 6250, I believe, yeah. So they add that all up there, so. It does work. I mean, and like I said, I don't know, the difference was mentioned for the counties was this, last year they were using different underlying, When we
right.
talked to Lynchburg uses a blue policy like we are doing. And of course, we still get that all from K-Man, Blue also, or Lynchburg is also part of the K-Man group. So same plans and everything else, so.
Okay.
And so is Abilene, so is Russell and Heritage, So. So, right now.
Okay, can we go back to the bridge on Third Street? Did we not do that project? Was it like a KDOT matching thing? Do you guys remember?
I don't think we ever did anything with
We
it.
tried to get money for
At
it.
least,
but
I didn't- they didn't approve it,
So it's
right?
Yeah.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
had that piece of metal there for
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I just wanted a refresher. I'm like, I know we talked about it, but I couldn't remember why we didn't do it. And
I
that's why
think, yeah,
thought we-
Tyler, I think we tried to get money for it.
We did
And we didn't get approved, yeah.
What we need to look at again, to see some numbers from John.
Mhm.
Okay, we passed last January, February, when we first got here, to borrow a 10th note of a little over $1 million for the Uncle project. On that project, we have to pay it all. And then KDOT's gonna reimburse us up for up to 95% up to 1.7 million. The number changed from some. And so that we may want to finance and say, I don't know if we can, that's something we want to think about. But, we're just early game, it's, we shut it down the day before Thanksgiving. And go through the process, especially get all those numbers in place, because I can't do anything with any of these numbers. Thank you.
Okay, city council, Councilmember Hanson.
I'm not sure what the street, someone asked whatever happened with the house on. Would it be south of or east of Nebraska? The guy came, it had a fire in it and it's been sitting, it's on that low, you know, like where those apartments are, those duplex, the,
Kirkendall? No,
not Kirkendall, well, down the street, Jess, like on Blake, yeah, there's that house and he came twice, remember, to city council,
Yeah.
because he was. They were
Florian.
trying to sell it, Florian, yeah,
Yeah.
and what's ever happened with that? Cause it's still sitting there with nothing being done to it, and I don't know that he's ever sold it.
I don't know.
I'll check, that's pre-Allen, so I don't.
Yeah, it's Blake, Blake and
Was that fourth?
maybe that would
Fourth
be
and
Fort Tyler,
Blake?
yeah,
It has to be, yeah.
yeah,
I'll check into it.
okay, cause we condemned it, didn't we?
I think so.
I thought we did.
I don't know, the only house I know you condemned the builder is the one on Douglas.
Maybe we didn't, but we had him come.
We had a hearing.
They had a fire
Okay.
and he didn't.
I'll take it, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Blake and Florian. Someone just asked, cause it's not getting, Florian, Brian Florian is his name.
I'll find out.
And Amanda.
Yes.
I think his wife's name is Amanda.
Yeah. But he came twice last year, I think.
Right.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and was supposed to be working on selling it or doing something with it, and I think it's not.
I'll
Yeah.
figure something out.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, Councilmember Moon.
My question, Alan, hopefully I'm not out of order, is the update on the police chief position.
Executive session. In a few minutes.
Oh,
Councilmember Allen.
So do I have to say something?
Councilmember Renard.
Have we done or heard anything on the limb pit? Down by the city dump? Gonna look into that.
Thank you.
That's all I got. Yeah, I
Me
did
too.
nothing about
I forgot it. Great.
That's all I had.
Okay, just like one thing, so I invited myself to the airport advisory council meeting that Saturday morning.
And they thought the world, I heard it
Yeah.
on Saturday morning.
Yes, I was very excited to be there. For everybody that does not know, I am not a morning person, so being showered with makeup on at a 7 a.m. meeting on a Saturday was like a really big accomplishment for me. I did take a nap there. Anyway, I just want to give a shout out to those, it's all gentlemen, so that group of guys, because they put a lot of work into our airport. I think they told me that probably between all their entire group, it's like $30,000 to $40,000 of like volunteer work every year. So I just feel like they are kind of unsung heroes of what a great airport we have. And you know, truly, I don't know that much about the airport before I got on city council. So anyway, if you see them, you should thank them, especially Dale Weinhold. He's amazing. He's amazing for a lot of other reasons, but he does a lot of great work with that group. So that's it. Okay, I will entertain a motion for executive session.
Need a second on that?
Well, I need a motion
Where's the
first.
motion?
I mean, I guess I could make it, but that doesn't look good.
Okay.
15 minutes, is that good?
Yeah, I think the take turn your word out, because he's on air.
Madam Chairman, I move the council recess for an executive session to include the mayor, council, interim city administrator, for 15 minutes at, we'll say, 6:08 PM to discuss matters regarding non-elected personnel for the chief of police position, which implications affect privacy of the applicants for this non-elected position, and is provided by KSA 75-4319, subsection D, subsection 1. The open meeting is to return to this room at 6:23 PM.
Hey,
Is there a second?
I say
It's been moved by Councilmember Allen, second by Councilmember Moon to adjourn into executive session to include the mayor, council, and interim city administrator for 15 minutes at 6:08 PM to discuss matters regarding to non-elected personnel for the chief of police position. We will return to open meeting 6:23. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Whatever.
Down around me. Here we go.
Madam Chairwoman, I move the city council returned from executive session where no decisions were made or no action was taken.
I'll second that.
Great, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, seconded by Councilmember Renard to return from executive session where no decisions were made or no action was taken. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. We're back in executive session. Okay, anything else for the greater good? And
See you. Well,
This is right now, our last meeting of the year. And if we need a special meeting, you'll let us know.
We'll all be notified as proper.
All right, well, I would entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting,
No.
Potentially my last meeting.
potentially.
I'll throw my name in the hat in January.
Well, I think
No expectations.
we'll come up with different criteria, maybe we'll take us off.
Chairwoman, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, seconded by Councilmember Allen to adjourn tonight's meeting at 6:25. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Merry Christmas. Can we say that? We have to say happy holidays?
Merry Christmas.
It's my freedom of speech, right?